Hey guys, welcome to this beach vlog where I'm at the beach and you get to see some of the plant nurseries I have discovered in the Delaware area around Ocean City. It's really fun. I hope you enjoy these cute little tours, and I'll put the information on so you can go check them out yourself if you're in town. So the first place I visited was called East View Farms. It was a really cute mom and pop greenhouse. I loved it. She had this whole little tunnel here with all of her plants for sale. We're kind of at the point in the summer season where it's survival of the fittest. You know, she's still watering and keeping things alive for next year and for in case people need it. She said they call themselves in the Frankfurt bubble, I think she said, or another bubble. But usually at this part of Delaware, they really don't get a lot of rain this year, but they've gotten so much that people are having trouble keeping their plants alive. So she's had a lot of people come in and get more. You can see her, she's got a lot of geraniums. She said the left side is more sun-loving plants and the right side is more shade-loving plants. She had another tunnel that had a lot of the herbs and vegetables in it. You can see a lot of the same plants that are at the Greer nursery that I work at. Should have more succulents than they do there, but a lot of them are very similar. It's fun looking at all of the different plants, and I know a lot more plant names now from working at that nursery than I ever knew before. Here's some nice succulent type things. I like this view out the back with the hanging. I think that looks like Dusty Miller vine that's hanging. But you can see all her other greenhouses back here, which are all pretty much empty now. She probably has them full in the winter seasons because she grows everything. Oh, I really like those guys. Looking pretty blown in the wind. So this next section was all of her perennials, and they were all really overgrown and wild. Like, she has mowed her lawn, but stuff's growing up and around the perennials. You can't see that many, like that hibiscus hiding back in there, and some butterfly weed. But these are all her perennials that she grows herself and has for sale, and it is definitely summertime overgrown. I see some phlox in there right on the end. I like that $7 and up, so her cheapest perennials are $7. It's really hard to see kind of where they all are, but she did say keeping things on the ground when they're in the pots like that helps keep them drier. She doesn't have to water as much because they hold the moisture, which makes a lot of sense when it's just you running the show in your front yard, basically. And as I was walking through here, the crickets were jumping like crazy. I kept thinking there was like little animals. It was just giant, actually grasshoppers. Yeah, there you saw one. But yeah, she has a couple sprinklers, and they're just all here on the ground. Oh yeah, I was checking this plant out because I didn't recognize it. The Joe Pie weed. Very interesting. Very cool to see all of her. She also had trees, and she said some of the tropical plants she does get like a truck full of. The next spot I visited was the Inland Bays Garden Center, which is a woman-run pollinator native plant spot, and it was amazing. Check it out. These big. So, like I said, this place was really cool. They had this whole section of trees, and it's all native. It's all plants that grow within that same Frankfurt bubble or whatever they call it, what that other farmer told me. I also liked how a lot of their pots, this place was kind of expensive price-wise, but see how their pots are in the ground? So that's another way to kind of keep them watered and wet. And they also have all this drip irrigation set up, which was insane. A very cool setup, so they don't have to go around watering every day in the hot summer sun, all these potted trees. So I loved this place. I like how I went back here and it got progressively more shadier. I was excited when I saw the witch hazel tree, because I definitely want to do stuff with witch hazel. I have plans to try and make my own, so this excited me. Yes, witch hazel. The witch hazel. But very cool how all these pots were here. Lots of natives. That tree was variegated. I didn't go look at that. See what that was. So then I came kind of out of the tree section into the shrubbery section. A lot of these are some of the similar ones that we have at my greenhouse where I work. A lot of boxwoods. And then back here is more like shade-loving shrubberies and perennials. And even had like a little discount section back here. Oh, those are hydrangeas.
A lot of hydrangeas.
Lots of hydrangeas. Oak leaf hydrangeas. Yeah, here's their little 50% off section. I don't even know what these guys are right here. Brandywine Cottage. I don't know what that is. I'm trying to figure it out, but also not go too slow. So now we're moving even out of the shrubbery and into the more perennial section. Like how they have a lot of the ferns back here. Native, shade-loving ferns. Still have a lot of the irrigation set up so they don't have to do the watering by hand, which is, again, definitely very helpful when it's the heat of the summer, and especially in a place like this, if they still don't get the rain, like the farmer at the first farm told me, they need to have irrigation. So here we're going to a lot of the familiar plants. Like I see this bee balm I wanted to go over and peep at. That's definitely a pollinator-friendly plant. Yes. They also have a lot of grasses because it's like so coastal. We didn't really see them here, but there was more of those in the perennial sections at both, or all three places really. Lots more perennials. I think that was the tick seed. Yep, they had all different colors of tick seed. It's definitely a pollinating friendly native plant for sure. Or coreopsis is the other name for tick seed. I really liked all their little sections. How they just had stuff separated and very cutely arranged. I feel like you could really tell this is a woman-run business because everything was almost over-organized, but I loved it. All the signs, very cool. All this stuff that was up on the benches didn't have any irrigation going on, so there was someone walking around watering that. So they didn't have everything set up to the irrigation. Here were their little herbs and veggies. 6 packs for $6. A little bit pricey. There's like cumin oregano in there. I like these big pots of rosemary they had too. Very cool. Oh, and this little bonsai. I'm not sure what tree that was, but that was very cool. And then this was like their house plant succulent little greenhouse. They had a lot of propagations going on here. They had used air plants. This whole section I'm going to show you, it says like nothing on the bottom 2 shelves is for sale, because they're working on getting them propagated. Very cool. So this was, like I said, like the houseplant tent or greenhouse. Lots of succulents, tropical things, and that cute little bonsai again. I loved it. And they also had so many pots. That was really cool. You could get pots for days there. And so here is another little section. Like I said, they had put their shade annuals in there, which they have way less of left, because the annual season it's coming to a close here in the next 2 months. There's really not much time left for the annuals. So stuff is definitely on sale and not a lot left. This section back here, it says more trees, but it also has a sign that read that's already sold, that people are using it for landscaping projects. Right here you can see it. So they're just still keeping it watered, but it's like their sold section. And then you keep on, there's lots of greenhouses right now that are more empty, because like I said, everything is outside. They probably use those a lot more in the winter to prepare for this season, for the spring and the summer. Those were really cool. The little stepping stones. Someone has been getting crafty. It's very cute. Margie, $45 each. I feel like I could make those. But definitely cool little mosaic stepping stones. You know, they had a potting shed in the back, which was cool, where they have classes. And here you'll see, I'll give you a little close-up on this board. They have year-round classes, pollination, crafts. If this place was closer to me, I definitely would see if they would let me run some crafts there. And this gift shop is adorable. I love it. Lots of pots, local things, local treats, and then, all your gear. A few little cute crafts, which this is going on my list to make. Little chickens with bells. I could make that. Yeah, they got honey, they got all the gloves, all the gardening tools, fun socks. Oh, I love these little propagation, like tube jars. It's so cute. Bird houses, kneelers, watering cans, pots. Oh, this tool belt was cool too. I liked that. And lots of cute books that fit the pollinator theme, because birds can be pollinators too, not just bees and butterflies, but birds also. They even have a coffee maker in here. Their summer events and workshops, very cool. This place was definitely a very niche nursery, but I would recommend going there, so you can learn a lot of things. The last stop was Lord's Landscaping Nursery and Gift Shop, and I actually heard about this place from the last lady, and this was the biggest, most full place. Check it out. So this gift shop had so many cool things. baskets, signs. Oh, I love this hat, Winnie and Easy, and the Plant Mom hat. So cute. Oh, but they just had so much. It was also very coastal. You know, they had a lot of like coastal themed things you could put in your garden. As you can see here from the fish and the coral. Very cute. And this was like right in Bethany Beach. So there's a lot of Delaware Bethany things, like they have seeds. Seahorses. Birdhouses. Hummingbird feeders, very cute. And then this other side was a lot of, like plant food, planters. There again, you have like the gear with the gloves and the clippers. And there were several doors to go out of. Here was all the ceramic pots. Holy cow, there's so many. I love a lot of the cool textures that were on them. Now they had so many different sizes. They still were pretty, expensive. This kind of style pot always is. But they had so many options, guys. So in this section says perennials, but let me tell you what, y'all. This place just kept getting bigger the more that I walked through it. Like, they had many greenhouses. And the greenhouses weren't necessarily numbered. They had, like, specific names for them. Oh, this fountain was gorgeous. I loved it. So, yeah, all these perennials still doing good. Like you can see, a lot of this up on tables is not set up on the drip system. So here is my first exploratory. See, they do have numbers, but this is the aqua greenhouse. So they have some water plants. The koi fish were. Look how that huge that koi fish is. You're like, are you gonna feed us, lady? But this was cool. Fiddly figs. I'm not quite sure what's going on in that bin. But they host a lot of events, this place as well. And again, a lot of stuff is outside. I really like how those vines at the top had lights in them. You can't really see them. They have like twinkle lights. So I like that. That's really cute. I love the golf cart. I mean, I feel like I was at home at work. But I just go right on through and poke out this other end, and you can see how much bigger this place gets. Like, it just kept going. There's like a whole mulch area. Mulch, because this is a landscaping place, so they have mulch for sale and for usage in their landscaping. There's all different gardens, trees. There's like a shaded area back there. They're just all perennials. And they don't call them gardens, they call them beds. Bed 6, bed 5. There's a giraffe over there. So here I just come around, going back down into this other little tunnel, which this one didn't have much on top, just a shade cloth. But they had a lot of little perennials in here. What was this? Lots of things to look at, a lot of plants that we have at my work, but they have a lot more left, and they're on a main strip. So I like how they have like the little shade cloth over top. It looks like some phlox there. Now we're back out the other side, where there's just still a ton more perennials. Some shrubs. I love the little rainbow birds here into this shaded area, where you can find like the ferns and the hostas and the shade-loving plants. This is so cool romantic. Such a little romantic nursery. So they have the glow lights that probably come on in the evenings. And very coastal with like the fish mermaid tails and the buckets and shovels and jellyfish. trees. Look at the bike wheels on that cart at the end. Just so cool. Like, to integrate the art into the plant nursery and just make it like a full experience to come shopping. So much stuff to look at besides just plants. So many shrubs. Here we are. There's a giraffe back there. There's a whole little bird area. I don't know if they put plants that birds like. The gnome looking cute and judging. Yeah, what is this? Wild about birds. Yeah, so this is just so cool. I could have gotten lost in this place if I really walked all the way through it. The shade felt nice though because it was quite hot out.
This is cute.
Oh, and I love these spinny sculptures. They're always so cute. So then I continue walking on. There's more. They got fruit trees up here, more shrubs, more greenhouses. It just kept going and going. But this is where people, who want to landscape their vacation homes and they want to do it somewhere close to where their vacation homes are, they come here, I'm sure. The fruit trees. There's another little greenhouse here with lots of trees in it. There's like a little workstation there. I like how they cut the holes in the side of this plastic. I don't know. I guess they put new plastic on every season if they need it covered in the winter. And that lets some airflow in there. But I like the flower holes. And see, they still got a bunch of vegetables left. Anyone want some cucumbers? Select annuals on sale because that annual season is coming to a close, people. I know it's still like the dead of summer, but it really is. So I just peeked my head in here in this next one. It said herbs and veggies, which right now there's a bunch of mandeville in there. Look how big these mandeville are. Going up little trellises. Crazy. So they probably put their herbs and veggies in here, in the spring a lot. They had all kinds of cool statues and more pots. There's even like a lifeguard chair here. Like I said, I could get lost in this place. I love that little, you could stand there for a good picture, photo op, and the butterfly wings, and the shark mouth, which, I posted that, y'all. It's Shark Week, and I'm at the beach, and look at this beautiful little shark guy. Oh, and then I had to come over and learn, I forget what these plants are called, but they look like little caterpillars. They're very cool. My daughter was obsessed with those when we saw those last. And here's the shade-loving annuals that are back here. So I think that's a pretty good deal. 4 for $5, 4-inch for $5, 6-inch for, I forget what it said. But there's just so many. These rocking chairs, more trees and more tropicals. And this greenhouse, y'all, is wild. It's a lot of houseplants and succulents and dinosaurs. Like, I came in here like, what is going on? Table full of pothos. Anyone? Snake plants. So you see indirect sun plants on this side. Dinosaurs. Calthea, ferns. It was definitely warm in here. Oh, I love the air plant station too. Got your velociraptor, succulents, and at the back of this tent was one of the spots where they do workshops. Probably had a pot up plants and all kinds of things, but it was definitely a section set up for people to teach and learn about plants. And they had little feedback cards here, which I like. Moore's landscaping events. Would you attend the event? Very cool. And there's their Instagram. So Go check that out if you're in the area. I'll definitely be tagging them and post about it. This tent was definitely very cool though. Love the houseplants. The breeze blowing. So here you can see, I missed this on the way in. It's the lizard lodge. There are live lizards in this greenhouse. But I like how they have this little tub of dinosaurs at the front so you can move them around and play with them too. I didn't see any live lizards when I was in there, so I can't tell if that was true or not. So yeah, the front here was a lot of the annual things. These are like sweet potato vines, celosia. They had a whole bunch of those. Look at these. I really like those pink fluffy celosia a lot. I need to try to get some of those for next year. Lots more pots. Then they had some potted up ones. Oh, there's some marigolds on the corner there. See how these are all made up like planters with different plants. Still lots of tropicals and palms. I am obsessed with these giant seashell planters. They are so cute. See the white ones and the blue ones there? So Mom, you need one of those for the beach house. I love them. So much blue because of the coastal look here. Oh, and look at these cool flamingos. Yeah, they're so cute. And this mermaid. I need a mermaid statue for my garden ASAP. Lots more pots. And then they got like a Sasquatch gorilla up there. I don't know if you saw that. Little crab. So we're going to walk back in here through the little gift shop that I came into another door. Just see a few other things. Very locally grown Delaware stuff. Sand dollars. Just very awesome little store. And that's the end of that tour of that place. Look at that crepe myrtle across the street. Oh my gosh. I loved it, guys. This place was the best. So I hope you liked my little tour of a couple different nurseries that are in the Delaware area, near Frankfort, Delaware, near Bethany, Delaware. I will, like I said, I'll put the list of the locations of these places so you can check them out. And I hope you guys get to have a happy beach vacation at some point this summer like I did. And I hope you enjoyed this content. If you like it, please subscribe and follow for more. I'll do a lot of content at the nursery where I work and in my own garden. And thanks for watching, guys.